So my response was that an illogical projection on your part. If you understand something, it does not mean that you agree with it. An organised crime or totalitarian ideology or religion. I said there are many fanatics who are eager to conceal their own doubt about their own viewpoint behind a veil of seal by attacking me and others on YouTube for putting forward a viewpoint about a systematic, rational set of solutions to problems in this world. I have never said that cooperative social democracy or Western civilization were absolutely perfect. No. Particularly people from both the sort of uh, racial superiority side uh, of, of both Afrocentrism and what we broadly call Aryanism, I suppose, that they believe that those two, the people who hold to those beliefs, believe that those two races are absolutely superior to one another and all others. They've attacked Reindeer's video for him posting a video about a black woman and a white Afrikaner Boer man having embracing each other on a photo, and all sort of subjective ideas have been put in that it's some kind of some sort of sexual overtone or something else, when all they're doing is they're standing there in shorts and t-shirts and embracing each other. It's about what the Democratic Alliance said was about breaching over the racial barriers between people, because of course there is genocide going on in South Africa, and racial ideas are being used to justify it. But the problem I have with people who are Marxist in that sense is that they try and find ways to justify it. And this particular person who I'm replying to, and which started this whole thing, was saying, "Oh well, the people who followed Marx, they weren't really Marxists, and many historians believe that." Could it possibly be because some of those historians have picked up the historical theories of Marx as and hold them as their own? They've got a vested interest in not believing that, just as Julius Malema has, or other people. So these memes are being blended as well, they're making other synthesis of new memes, like Afrocentrism in terms of Julius Malema and Marxism. So there is a racial aspect to Marxist theories, I continue. I never said that cooperative social democracy or Western civilization were absolutely perfect. Just that social democracy, cooperatives, and Western rationalism, because reason is the only mean that can critique and make a analysis of itself, are the best systems that we've been able to create so far. Maybe Far Eastern philosophy might make a system that can improve the human condition, or some other culture. You have to use terms to suit you have used terms to suit your purpose, which is to make the discussion of terms subjective. The memes you mentioned, I'm talking about Marxism and Middle Eastern origin memes, are so wide that historical analysis is needed. Okay? Terms such as Marxism can, to others, be seen as a system of historical critique of capitalism, i.e. control of the means of production. Yet the context of Marx wrote in was when capital was everything, rather than today, where talent and information and reasoning in our postmodern world are becoming more important than capital. Okay? Capital can be machines that make other machines, machine tools, or it can be in reference to the money that is traded about between different organisations and individuals to make those machines, and often the word controlling the means of production is used. But the point about that people who are communists don't understand about the control of the means of production in Marxism means a psychological approach to control the means that makes that production possible, which is people, So I continue. So the trap of Marxism is the same as neo-capitalism, pro-capitalism, i.e. the political ideology of ultra-conservatism and feudalistic capitalism. Both Marxism and capitalism, in inverted commas, of Marx's time, because Marx is talking about control of capital, is just the group identity is different of those who are in control of the capital. Continued. Both neoclassicalism and Marxism see human capital in particular in the same way that human nature can be coerced by the environment or some system to be plastic and thus malleable to a system of production, hence the concept of a material dialect. Material dialect means that it's rather than people having free will, as in the logos, within the boundaries of what knowledge they can understand through rationality. Marxists and feudalistic capitalists believe that the environment, or how they manipulate the environment, will change by the way people think and feel without their knowledge. It's not quite the same thing as a meme, because of course although memes operate in a sort of evolutionary way, that's the theory of memes by Richard Dawkins. People are using their rationality, they're using their free will to understand them, and sometimes they'll agree with them, sometimes they won't. You may not agree with my analysis in this video, but in a materialistic dialect, and dialect means attention, it's the material world that is changing people's opinions without their knowledge or consent. That's what I'm trying to talk about there. It continues both neoclassicalism and Marxism see capital as the same. People, however, are not the same. They do not have the same motivations in life or experience of life. Therefore, this exposes a danger to capitalism and its twin, Marxism. A psychological approach together with coercion was needed by both of these groups, Marxism and neoclassical capitalists. Neoclassicalism developed in its political form ultra-conservatism, which used the threat of loss of work, loss of wages, eventual starvation and homelessness to mould people's opinions. That's what they were trying to drive with. Obviously it wasn't successful because nationalism and social democracy came up as rivals to that ideology. Marx, on the other hand, captured what the Romans would call the demos, which was the sort of democratic institutions, the people. Basically, Marx attempted to capture the demos by dividing them into castes or classes to destroy national and social unity, by advocating revolution to destroy the forum of reason. That would be the social connections between people which allow different ideologies to exchange views.